Hello and welcome to our next segment of the Asatru Edda. I am Asgarrod Skegg, and chapter 28, today's reading is entitled Mjöðvitnir, and this is a tale that takes place in Mimir's realm of Glasvalar and a theft of the sacred mead which he keeps there. The sacred mead of wisdom originally belonged to Mimir. From an unknown depth it rises in Jormungand, directly under Yggdrasil, whose middle root is watered by the precious liquid. Only by self-sacrifice, after prayers and tears, was Odin permitted to take a drink from this fountain. The drink increased his strength and wisdom and enabled him to give order to the world situated above the lower regions. From its middle root, the world tree draws liquids from the mead fountain, which bless Asgardr with the beverage, and bless the people of Midgardr with a fructifying honey dew. But this is not the purest mead, for only that can be found in each of the underwater fountains. Mimir had the Dvergr Durinn working with him during the first ages of creation, and Durinn had a son who was very dear to him, named Fjalarr. Mimir's sons were allowed to drink of the mead, but it was believed that Durinn's sons were not. Only Mimir's naturally born children were allowed to drink. Fjalarr had desired to drink of Mimir's mead, but it was strictly forbidden unless he could prove himself worthy. Out of jealousy, Durinn enticed his son to steal some of the mead and hide it away, and this he did. Fjalarr took the stolen mead to a secret location and with it created the Dvergr fountain. Mimir is the wisest of all beings, so it did not take him long to realize that someone had taken some of the mead who did not deserve it, and he knew who that someone was. When he confronted Fjalarr, he refused to tell Mimir where he had hidden the mead. Then Durinn came to his son's defense, which caused conflict between him and Mimir, and thus their friendship ended forever. This caused a division among the divine Ættar, for many Alfar and Dvergr supported Durinn and Fjalarr, and thus they could no longer remain in Mimir's realm. Durinn and many of his sons were banished by the Nornir to Utgardr, also called Sokdalir, where they dwell until Ragnarok. The home they established there is called Hnitbjörg. They allied themselves with the Jotnar, and Durinn even became one of their Jarlar, and is thus also called Surtr. Fjalarr is also called Suttungr and Mjöðvitnir or Mjöðvitnir. There are a multitude of beings from the Alfar and Dvergr ranges who now work, as they had before, on the upkeep of the world and promote the blossoms and vegetation under Freyr's supervision. The Alfar are fair and benevolent, yet quick to take offense, and, if they are offended, are extremely vindictive. They take revenge by launching invisible arrows called Alfskot, which cause sickness. Or, if someone is intrusive towards them when they wish to not be disturbed, such as when they dance the ring dance on moonlit nights, it can happen that the Alfar, who have chosen to close to will breath on him. He then has received the Alfar blast. These Alfar who dwell in Midgardr and work for its upkeep are called Landvetnir. In some mountains there are Dvergr found who mine veins of ore and forge with them. One type of Dvergr keeps to themselves in the yards of human and promotes the year's crops, not on the ground itself, but inside the barns where they multiply the harvest crops and ripen them. Such a Dvergr comes to every newly built dwelling and remains there if he finds his stay pleasing. And pleasing it will be to him if he rains harmony, goodwill, diligence, and kindness towards the domesticated animals. For his work he only demands a small milk offering every Yule. Otherwise, if he is seen, he prefers it if they do not speak to him and make pretense of him. In some lands they are called the tomte. We can hear the Nix strike his harp on the sea during the storm, and at times, from the rivers and streams, the stromkalar can be heard on summer nights playing on a stringed instrument. In ancient times they were doomed by the Nornor to wade in the water. Thank you for joining us on this short reading segment today. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please support the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe to see all of our new content. Thank you again for listening in, and we'll see you on the next segment.